Business process management is all about making a business or process more effective, more efficient, and more aligned with its goals. Over time, an organisation can adopt poor practices ranging from the use of out-of-date technology, not keeping up with customer requirements, through to the perennial excuse of that's the way it's always been done here. So how do you start making improvements? I think the first step is to examine the business activity and ask this fundamental question: is there a business problem here that I can solve or not? The next stage is to analyse the process or processes in greater detail. And there are several techniques, such as one-to-one interviews with key personnel and stakeholders, group interviews and surveys. However, not all techniques are relevant in all workplaces. Care must be exercised when performing some activities such as work observations, as some users may become nervous and not perform as they normally would, especially if they think you're coming for their job or identifying them as the weakest link in the chain. An important skill for the practitioner is the ability to ask the right questions, critically analyse what's presented to them, and then present this data in an industry standard diagram. Learning BPM notation is very important because it provides tools for multiple levels of modelling. After processing all the information from the stakeholders, the successful analyst must then consider how to implement the changes into the business. People don't like change, as our guest lecturer Greg Kilby told us. So handling the people involved is very important. They might be losing their jobs, changing their jobs within the organisation, or changing the way they've worked, which they thought was successful until you arrived. So gaining their support is very important. So what are the skills required? Patience to be able to interview stakeholders and gather lots of information about the project. An analytical mind to sift through the information to find out what is relevant. I also think a healthy level of cynicism helps you cut through that irrelevant information and get to the facts. Empathy for the people affected by the changes. Resilience and the ability to accept no for an answer, as not all directors and boards will accept your recommendations anyway. Working in a team, delegating tasks, and at the end of the project being accountable for the outcomes and the recommendations you've made. And finally, at the end, ensuring that after the changes, the business process or the business in general is better off